With the historic first selection in the National Hockey League Draft 2010, I'm extremely excited to select from the Windsor Spitfires, Taylor Hall.
It was him all along.
All I can tell you is this: he's the best player today on that draft floor. He is the best player. That being said, when you think about it, Edmonton Oilers fans, he's got a little bit of Glenn Anderson, he's got a little bit of Yari Curry, he's got a little bit of Mark Messier. He's not good as any one of those three players, but there's all kinds of characteristics from all three that are in his game. He's got power, he's got speed, he's got finish, he knows how to make it happen at key times, and Bobby, this guy gets winning. He gets it.
He does. Back-to-back Memorial Cup MVP. You talked to Bob Boughner, the head coach of the Windsor Spitfires. Bob Boughner, of course, played as a defenseman in the National Hockey League, knows a little something about what it takes to be successful in the league. And he says the quality that sets Taylor Hall apart from everybody else is that he will take the net off the moorings with his teeth to score a goal. He takes the puck harder to the net than any player in this draft.
And he becomes just the sixth player in the history of the draft to win the Memorial Cup and then be drafted first overall in the same year.
Gord, Bob, we had a chance to watch him at the World Junior this year. We watched him at the Memorial Cup the last 2 years, but at the World Junior this year, he was a dominant force. He really was. He wanted to take games over with his skill, his fearlessness, sometimes his recklessness, but this guy gets winning.
He is arguably the most decorated player in the history of major junior hockey, and remember, he's still got eligibility left. As you mentioned, he's a two-time Memorial Cup MVP, the first player ever to do that. But in addition to that, he's an OHL Rookie of the Year, he's an OHL MVP, a leading scorer, you name it.
He's also, though, the most ready of this draft class to play in the National Hockey League. He will not be back in Windsor. He will not be back in the OHL. He will be on the Edmonton Oilers roster next year. I don't think there's any question about that. He is NHL ready. He's been groomed for this for years. When Bobby Boughner first met him at the Under-17 tournament years ago in Timmins, he had dinner with him. Taylor Hall said, I've got 2 goals this season. I want to be the CHL Rookie of the Year, and I want to lead my team in points. He was the CHL Rookie of the Year, and he led his team in goals, not points.